All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting things started. We are in flux. Our papers are all thrown up in the air. We just got our internet back. I am the New Jersey Knight here, welcoming you to the very first bout of Battle of the All Stars 2018. With me, the voice of Virginia,
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Good
I will.
morning,
Good
Derby
morning.
World.
Yeah, I am going to be the voice of Tennessee, as you could tell by my accent. I'm so country. Like, I'm just so country. It's not even funny. I'm actually from New Jersey, if you can't tell. But I will be the voice of Tennessee for the next 4 days, as Scar Trek here will be the voice of Virginia for the next 4 days.
Run through these rosters.
Yes, let's run through the rosters real quick. Go right on ahead.
Virginia All Stars for 2018. It's River Styx Phoenix, Nikki Towner, Fizzgig, Raven Darkhold, Nuck and Futz, Scoriental Express, Zipblock, Pei, Maleficent, Massacre Marie, Blaxican Ninja, Lilu Dallas Multi Smash, Country Jam, Rollin' Thunder, Stone Wallop, Miller, Smack Mamba, T.I., Sayonara, Speed Junkie, Machete, Raygun, and River Strong, coached this weekend by Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Psycho Jawea.
And she just completed the longest roster of the
Yeah.
of the weekend. Real quick for Tennessee, just as Country Jam takes lead jam status for the very first time, very first lead jam status of the long weekend. Team Tennessee, we got Tipsy McStaggers, Beast Mode, Bully Von Beatum, Violate Her, Bushwhacker, Tenacious B, Pop Tart, The Truth, Quads of Chaos, Goldie Knox, Lucky Charm, Shank Williams Jr., Midtown Mauler, Jen Pinion, Exnay, Fuse of Bruise, and your captains, Block Mage and Cold Hearted. That is your Team Tennessee.
Country Jam with a grand slam to start this matchup between Team Virginia All Stars and Tennessee All Stars. First game of a very long weekend of Derby. Another grand slam goes up for Team Virginia.
5 in the sky for Country Jam. And I apologize, we are not in a normal position to get your jammers. I can't see who is jamming at the moment. Or is it number 0, Block Mage?
Country Jam makes it out again. 5 more points up on the board for Team Virginia, and they are starting this game and this weekend very strong. Star pass to the Tennessee pivot, but she picks up a track cut and headed to the penalty box. So another power jam opportunity here in the first jam of the first game of the weekend. Country Jam has taken a number of big hits in this jam, but she is on her 4th scoring pass now on a power jam for Team Virginia. Sneaks around the outside, and it's going to be 20 points on the board for Virginia.
Using those toe stops as she does. She fancies her toes.
So Country Jam, a skater out of River City Roller Derby in Richmond, Virginia. She calls off the jam. Looks like 3 more points go up, so a huge 23-point jam for Country Jam to start off for Team Virginia here at Battle of the All-Stars 2018.
What a first jam of the weekend. 23 points for Country Jam.
Looks like out to jam next for Virginia. That's Stone Wallop, number 5.
And it looks like 480 Quads of Chaos.
Quads takes a bump out of bounds, and it looks like Stone Wallop, lead jammer for Team Virginia. Stone Wallop coming in for her first scoring pass. Tennessee jammer out and eligible to score now as well, so Stone's gonna get that call off in before Tennessee
puts
has
4 points up on the board for Stone.
So Virginia really dominating here early in the first game of the tournament. And this is going to be a 30-minute game, quick halftime at the 15-minute mark to switch the jam refs out. 30-minute kind of round-robin style games all day today and tomorrow to seed into our final consolation and championship bracket.
We're still figuring it out ourselves, but that's probably the best explanation we'll probably get all weekend. But yeah, if you're looking at the scoreboard down at the bottom of your screen, it says 11:23. That is 11:23 in the first half. Like she said, 2 15-minute halves, and
River
River
Styx
Styx Phoenix.
out for lead jammer. Team Virginia dominating on the lead jammer statuses so far in the game. Been a bit of a drought for Tennessee so far. River Styx sneaking around on the inside line, toe stops.
And that is number 8, Jen Pinion, jamming for Tennessee. Hot on River Styx Phoenix.
Yeah, a little bit of a safe call off there. No points on that final pass.
But 5 total.
Yeah, 5 total on the jam
River.
for Styx. Team Virginia sitting at 32.
Country Jam, looks like Country Jam back up. And once the pack gets around to where we can see the backs of their jerseys, we'll tell you exactly who is jamming for Tennessee.
Really strong defensive pack out there for Virginia. That's Miller, Zip Block, number 95, Machete. Really talented D1 level skaters out there representing for Virginia. Tennessee with the defense set up in the front and some nice offense for Country Jam. Both jammers still stuck in the packs. Country Jam gets dropped out of bounds. She's going to be forced to recycle back. Big time hits and defense up in the front, though.
That looks to be number 28,
Yeah,
Tenacious
that was a
B.
cut. So Tennessee Jammer headed to the box now in a power jam for Team Virginia. Country Jam out and with lead jammer status. So for Team Virginia's got this jam in the corner where you love to have a power jam set up. Looks like we might have a gate issue. I'm not sure. It's early. I think, yeah, she calls that off. It might be some type of equipment issue or something.
But that leaves
I'm not sure.
I don't know, not me either. But that leaves Tenacious B, the jammer for Tennessee, iced in the penalty box. So we'll have a power start here.
Yeah, Stone Wallop with the star for for Team Virginia out of Charlottesville. And a power jam start set up here for Team Virginia.
Looks like T.I. T.I.
Oh, that's T.I.
That is T.I., yes.
Okay. All right.
Upon further inspection, there are the polka dot pants.
That is
T.I.
There they are. She gets bumped out to the inside line, but she's moving quick, trying to get around those last blockers in the front.
One of your captains for Team Virginia, T.I., she is showing it.
It's knocked out to the inside line. She's resetting behind Cole Harted, the captain for Team Tennessee.
We are at full strength as Tenacious B breaks out and gets lead jam status. That is the first lead jam status for Team Tennessee as they're playing some strong defense on T.I. right now. And this will give Team Tennessee a chance to fill up a little of that lead that Team Virginia has created.
T.I. now out and Team Virginia eligible to score. So Tennessee going to call the jam off. It's like she picked up 2 points for Team Tennessee. 3 points.
2, 3. 3 points. 3 points for Tenacious B in that jam.
Here's Stone Wallop out to jam for Team Virginia. So Tennessee lined up at the pivot line for their defense. Stone Wallop pushing at the front wall. Getting some offensive help from Machete. Stone Wallop working on 3 more blockers at the front.
Looks like we got Goldie Docks.
And lead jammer status goes to Team Virginia.
Stone Wallop with her second lead jam status. She's working with 4 points from the previous jam.
Quick offensive move. Gets Stone Wallop through for a grand slam.
5 in the sky for Stone Wallop. There are a total of 9 points for the bout so far.
Stone Wallop taking some big hits. 1 more blocker to beat from Tennessee in the front. She makes it. Grand slam once again for Stone Wallop and Team Virginia. And she's getting the signal to keep this one running. Star pass on the Tennessee side. Pivot takes the star.
That's Mage. That is Block Mage, one of your captains, taking the star pass.
Stonewall up with 4 more points for Team Virginia. Takes a hit to the inside and calls off the jam. So the scoreboard overlay is not updating, so we'll give you an update on the score. Team Virginia with 45 points, Tennessee with 3 points. We've got a little under 6 minutes left to play in this in this first half of the 30-minute game.
Yes. Technology has failed us once again.
Yeah. All right, we've got Nuck and Futz with the star for Virginia. Futz is working on the front wall of Tennessee blockers, takes a step around the outside line. Lead jammer going to Team Virginia. And a nice drawback of the Tennessee jammer by Zayanara for Team Virginia. So nice defensive hold on the Tennessee jammer. Nuck and Futz in for points now. She makes it around the outside line. Grand slam goes up for Team Virginia.
5 in the sky for Nucking Futz.
That's going to bring their score up to 50 points on the game so far.
And 480 Quads of Chaos back out there wearing the star for Team Tennessee. Once again, we apologize. We cannot see who's starting at the line until they get around to us. That'll come in time. We're going to start knowing faces, and we're just going to know exactly who's up at the line.
Nuck and Futz around once again for 5 points, bringing the Virginia score up to 55 on the game so far. Tennessee is still stuck at 3 points.
4:33 left in the first half. Another 5 thrown up in the sky for Nucking Futz.
You know, Virginia has such a strong defense on display in this game so far. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with this weekend at the tournament.
And it looks like we got another star pass to Cole Hearted.
And that's going to force the call off. One more scoring run by Nuck and Futz, and she calls the jam off. So we end that jam with a score of 64 for Team Virginia, 3 points for Team Tennessee, and just a little over 4 minutes left in the first half of this 30-minute game.
I'm sure Nucking Futz is a very nice person, but I'm glad she's not jamming. I know I am going to mess that name up, and I'm going to say it R-rated way of saying things. So I'm sure she's a wonderful, lovely person, but I really don't want to say that name, especially this early in the morning.
River Styx Phoenix with the star for Virginia and a quick lead jammer status.
Second for her of the bout.
Team Virginia, such strong defense out there.
You got Sadie Massicus out there.
Styx already through on a scoring pass. Tennessee jammer out as well. So we might see a call off here from River Styx Phoenix. Bit of a race there in the pack, and River Styx Phoenix does call off that jam. But 2 points snuck in there for Team Tennessee, so they're up to 5 points on the game now. I want to thank the New England Roller Derby Report for their production of the tournament this weekend and bringing the live broadcast to all of you. Hope you're enjoying the feed.
Coming all the way from Maine.
From Maine, yeah.
Known these guys for a few years and always do stellar work.
So that looks like TI for Team Virginia, picking up that first lead jammer status on the game for her and continuing the streak for Team Virginia. Pretty dominant in this game so far.
You know TI's jamming ways, she's usually not a juke and jiver, she's a bulldozer. But there she was on the outside lane, on the outside track to get lead jam status. Like you said, first for her of the game.
Yeah. She's working on that scoring pass now, getting some hits from Team Tennessee on this one, but she does make it around. It's going to be a grand slam up on, no, it's 4 points for TI on that pass. And we've got a power jam set up for Team Virginia. So some active offense. Virginia wearing black for this game, if you haven't picked up on that so far yet. Team Tennessee in white and blue. So here comes the Tennessee jammer back in from the penalty box.
I'm enjoying the white and blue bleed of Tennessee. Quite very, very nice jerseys there.
Nice jerseys, yeah, for sure. And TI out for a grand slam for Team Virginia. So their score up to 77 on the game.
About a minute 20 left in the first half. No points on that last final pass. 77 Team Virginia, 5 points Team Tennessee. Just over a minute left in the first half. The first half will be the halftime will be literally 30 seconds, so jam refs can switch teams. So don't go anywhere when it comes to halftime. It's just like a quick break. Go get some coffee, go to the bathroom, do something. Like we got Goldie Knox up for Tennessee.
And that's Country Jam for Team Virginia.
Hopefully she fixed what was wrong with her skate.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll ask her what was wrong with the skate, and I'll get a profanity-laced version of what happened to her. No, excuse me, that is
that's
not.
Smack Mamba.
That's Smack Mamba.
Okay, yeah. So number 7, Smack Mamba out of Rocktown Rollers in Virginia. Working on Tennessee defense in the front. Takes out one of the Tennessee blockers, but no call. Smack Mamba 3 to beat in the front. Nice defense from the Tennessee squad on this jam.
And Lilu back out from the penalty box, 5-on-5 full strength.
Smack Mamba took some big hits there in the front, but she made it out. Not lead jammer for Team Virginia.
Looks like no pass, no penalty there.
2 points, 3 points up on the board for Tennessee, and she calls that jam off. So our score at halftime, 77 for Team Virginia, 8 for Team Tennessee.
Like we said just recently, it's only going to be about a 30, 40-second halftime just to catch some breath, to get the jam refs to, yes, and we're going to find out who are our officials and ref staff.
Yeah, we always got to give some love to the officials who make these tournaments possible. For our game today, we've got, well, their names are cut off. Okay, I can read the first part of everyone's name. We've got the Gorham Reaper, maybe? It's a guessing game for what the rest of the name is.
Oh, yeah.
IPR, Rob You Blind, Steel City Kitty, Chris Brace, Dr. Math, Rumblebee, Registered Curse.
That's what I'll go with.
Bibbidi Bobbidi, probably Boop, I'd guess.
Boop.
I don't
We'll
know.
just go Bibbidi Bobbidi.
Our head NSO this morning, Loki Doki, and the rest of our NSO crew, Stretch, Accidental Doll, Combat Wombat, D Baggins, Pam DeBear, WEB Destroy something. Loki Doki also with the penalty box management, Skater D, and Pinky and the Brawn. So apologies, these names are a little cut off.
Yeah, they're a little cut off. Yeah, the right part of names are cut off.
Yeah,
so.
but we do love to give the officials some love.
Yes, they are just as important as anyone out there on the track.
Absolutely.
They get us what we need.
They make it possible, actually.
Yeah.
So River Styx Phoenix with the star for Team Virginia.
And I do see Country Jam out there, so her skate has been fixed, or whatever the problem was. She is out there.
Styx takes a hit out of bounds. Both jammers recycling backwards. Team Virginia about to lose that Tennessee jammer.
And they did. Quantum Chaos takes lead jam status.
Lead jam status for Tennessee.
First time for her. She's working with 2 points.
And River Styx Phoenix out and eligible to score now as well. But Tennessee's in the pack and picking up points. Looks like 4 points on the jam for Tennessee.
3. Nope. I think I saw 3. Yeah, 3 points for Tennessee.
And looks like our scoreboard is up to date now, right?
Yeah, for the moment.
Yeah, so 77 plays 11, Virginia on top for this whole game so far. Tennessee defense has been lining up in the front a lot. They've been setting their defensive wall up at the pivot line.
B-Junkie, nice hit. Looks like Jen Pinion.
That's Stonewall up with the star for Team Virginia, out and lead jammer status.
Pepe recycling Jen Pinion all the way to the back of the pack. Stonewall sets up for a scoring pass.
Big hit at the front of the pack on the Tennessee jammer. It's number 41, Lilu Dallas multi-smash, pulling that Tennessee jammer all the way back into the corner. Stonewall up in and picking up points. Stonewall up just 1 to beat in the front. She makes it around. It's a grand slam for Team Virginia.
And Jen made her initial pass twice, actually, having been caught at the pack and recycled all the way to the back, finally through.
So Stonewallup's in the pack right now, looking to call the jam off before Pinion can make it in. 4 more points go up on the board for Team Virginia, and that's going to bring our score to 87-11 for Tennessee. And we've got about 12 and a half minutes left in this, our first game of the Battle of the All-Stars weekend.
First game of, what did he say, 42 games?
We got to pace ourselves here.
Yeah, I know. Hope we don't get like Vegas pipes, you know, with our voice going.
So I think the structure, just to give you a bit more information how this is going to run, each of the teams is broken up into a group of 4, and the groups of 4 play each other in round-robin style. Hey, look at that, Tennessee.
Tenacious B with the lead jam status. Her second of the bout. She's working with 3 points as some strong Tennessee defense is keeping Smack Mamba back, who was wearing the star. She looks like she's looking for a star pass. That would be given to Miller, who is the pivot for Virginia.
Big hit
And
from
she
Ziploc.
did. Miller does receive it before she can pop the star on her head. Tenacious B calls it off, not putting a total of 8 points on the board for Team Tennessee.
Yeah, nice jam for Team Tennessee.
Absolutely.
So we've got an official review being called by Team Tennessee.
The sign of the cheeseburger.
We're going to see if we can get you some information on this official review.
And while we wait for exactly what is going on here, let's talk about some what is going coming up here at it says 9:55, but they'll probably be a little bit later. Maryland will be taking on Kentucky, and then following that, Ohio will be taking on Kansas. Then we got a little buffer. Then we got Mass versus Sass, is what I've been told. It's supposed to be good. New York versus Louisiana, and Pennsylvania versus West Virginia. We have times here, but it's obviously going to be a little back, as we got Kent the politician going to tell us exactly what is going on here. Also coming up later in the day, Colorado taking on North Carolina, Michigan taking on Maine, New York taking on Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Colorado, Kansas, Michigan, Saskatchewan, Virginia versus Louisiana. That should round out the first day. And what is up with the official review there, Trek?
Yeah, so the Tennessee team was requesting a penalty be called on beast mode, which I think isn't beast mode on the, beast mode is the Tennessee blocker, so I guess that must have been Virginia asking for a penalty on the Tennessee blocker. We are still waiting for the decision on this.
The refs are going to take their time talking it over. All right.
Looks like no one's in the box, so
Nope.
no call stands, and we're about to get back underway.
So they were probably asking for a charging call be assessed on the person who hit beast mode.
Well, that was exciting there, folks.
Okay, good information.
Yes.
All right,
As
back underway.
Action back up on their way.
First jamming appearance by Machete for Team Virginia. She's out in lead jammer. Raven Darkhold with a nice stop in the back for Team Virginia. Machete stepping through the defense. She's out, almost out of the pack. And Star Stash gets our Tennessee jammer out of the pack.
That will be Goldie Knox, excuse me. She's working with 3 points and 1 lead jam status.
Call off by Machete. Like a quick 5-0 jam on Virginia's side.
Usually it's a 4-0 jam, but got a 5-0 jam.
We're not starting to see the long jump on this too. Run down the clock and kind of see that.
And about 10 and a half minutes left in the bout. Team Virginia 95, Team Tennessee 19.
See how these teams shake out here to see if they start employing some of these strategies to kind of wind out clock. Yeah.
Lots of chaos back out for Tennessee.
And Nuck and Futz for Team Virginia.
I'll let you say her name. I will mess it up.
Nice takeout by Miller. Good stop in the front, but it's going to be Tennessee with lead jammer status on this jam.
Lots of chaos. taking lead jam status for the second time in this bout, working with 5 points.
Nuckenfutz makes it out of the pack, and she's eligible to score now. Tennessee Jammer coming in for points. Getting the signal to call that one off. 2 points go up for Tennessee. So that brings our score to 95 for Virginia, 21 for Tennessee. Little pack advantage here in this next jam in favor of Tennessee. We've got one blocker in the box for Team Virginia.
That would be 2012 Pepe. She's standing, so for the next at least 10 seconds, it'll be a pack advantage for Team Tennessee. Country Jam back out there, wearing the star for Virginia, and she makes it through. Third lead jam status of the game, working with 23 points.
Binion gets knocked out by Zip Block from Team Virginia and drawn back. Virginia with the strong defense in the back of the pack. Country Jam working on that front wall of Tennessee defense. Takes a hit out of bounds.
And it looks like we had Jen Pinion.
Both jammers having a rough time in this jam. A lot of good defense from both squads.
Taken out a couple times.
Looking like she's trying to do a star pass. Definitely star stash. Not the lead jammer, as you know. Star has to be on your head in order for you to officially do anything.
5 points go up for Country Jam and Team Virginia, and she calls that jam off. So Virginia now
breaking the century mark there, 100.
Clean 100 points for Team Virginia. Tennessee sitting at 21 points, and just under 8 minutes left in the game.
At the century mark, 100 to 21. Getting into jam number 7 here in the second period.
That stopped working.
For a second, I thought Tennessee only put out 3 blockers, and then I
Stone Wallop with the star for Team Virginia.
Not see her.
And wearing the star for Team Tennessee, as Stone Wallop breezes by with her third lead jam status.
Stone Wallop, lead jammer with some quick footwork and strength to bounce off the blockers.
Tennessee Jammer still having some trouble in the pack. Stone Wallop makes it through. Grand slam on the board for Team Virginia in this jam.
Stone's been awesome at
Tenacious B makes her way through. She puts the star back on her helmet, or at least trying to.
Stone just goes right through the middle of that pack. Another scoring run for Team Virginia. 4 more points go up on the board, and she calls off the jam.
Bringing Stone Wallop's total to 41 points, according to me, which is the official, unofficial stats that are rarely official.
It's a good percentage of Team Virginia's points.
Absolutely, yes. And Country working with 28 points right there.
So we've heard, too, one other detail about these games today. Seems like the players only get 4 penalties before they get the boot out of the game. So people have to keep that under wraps. And a quick lead jammer status goes to Pepe, number 2012 for Team Virginia. Pivot already with the star in hand for Team Tennessee.
That'll be Block Mage, who is the pivot, receiving the star pass.
Tough defense from number 606, Miller, holding back the Tennessee pivot turn jammer. And
5 points thrown up on the board for Pepe. As it looks like Block Mage is having her troubles with.
Yeah, and a quick and easy pass for Pepe. That's already, I think, 15 points on the jam for Team Virginia.
Come back through that quickly, not suddenly.
Pepe working on, looks like working on that third scoring pass.
We got
She's got one to beat up in the front. She steps around on the inside line.
Another 5 points for Pepe.
Now settling in the jam line.
Virginia just doing a great job on defense in this first game of the weekend.
I was just going to mention this Virginia defense line. We got Raven out there, Speed Junkie, and Miller.
Jammer Nightmares.
Yeah.
So 20 points on the jam so far for Team Virginia.
We just need to get the jammer out. So sometimes
Pepe was taking full advantage of her line, her defensive line there.
Definitely. Put 3 more points on the board to close out the jam. So that was a 23-point jam for Team Virginia. bringing their score up to 132.
And I'm not going to take away the efforts of Pepe, but you have to definitely give a lot of those points to the defense. Miller, Raven, and Speed Junkie.
Definitely. Timeout called by Team Virginia. And I don't see the period clock stopping. So, oh, there it stopped.
No, it stopped right there.
4.5 minutes left on the period clock. I think our overlay is stuck again. So the score is standing at Virginia 133, Tennessee at 21. 4.5 minutes left to play. And up next, we've got Maryland up against Kentucky. It's going to get started a little after 10 a.m.
And I don't know who the voice of Kentucky is this weekend, but your voice for Maryland is Tom Foolery from Southern Delaware. Roller derby. Coolest guy. Just very chill, very cool. Definitely better at this than I will ever be. So.
Send them the live stream.
Yeah, shout out to
Nerd Derby.
New England Roller Derby Report bringing the live coverage for Battle of the All-Stars 2018.
We're looking forward to it.
Is the derby name still Sir Charles? Yeah? Yeah, if he has to use the derby name, it's Sir Charles. He had a pretty cool jersey. Last I saw him, he had a pretty cool jersey made up, Sir Charles. Wear it tomorrow. Okay, so I have all my jerseys here as I am the New Jersey Knight. That's kind of my thing.
All right, back underway. T.I. with the star for Team Virginia. And a big takeout on the Tennessee Jammer. That's number 027. I think that's Cold-Hearted.
And she has lead jam status, but she got knocked out.
Cold-Hearted with 1 to beat in the front. That's Zayanara, and she does make it by. Not lead jammer, though. That's held by T.I. and Team Virginia, so we've got a quick call-off, 0-0 jam. And our score is staying at 133 for Virginia and 21 for Tennessee.
Just over 4 minutes left in the bout. And don't go anywhere after the bout. We will be doing MVP interviews. If anyone knows me very well, I used to do a show called Greetings from Derbyland where I did MVP interviews, so I will be in my element for the first time right now.
All right, that looks like Smack Mamba with the star for Team Virginia.
The kiss of death, Smack Mamba. She'll be taken on. As soon as I get a number here for Tennessee, I will give you, that's number 901, Muse of Bruise.
Team Virginia doing a really great job with the offensive clears. They always got one dedicated up front to offense, and that's Smack Mamba out with lead jammer status for Team Virginia.
For a moment, but Mama's still able to get out for lead jammer.
Smack Mamba takes a bump out of bounds, so she's going to have to recycle. And Muse of Bruce still working on that initial pass. Once again, Team Virginia with some tough defense. Smack Mamba just bouncing around in the pack like a pinball. She makes it through on a scoring run, calls off the jam.
And jam is called off. Looks like 5 points picked up there by Smack Mamba.
Your score, 138 Team Virginia, 21 Team Tennessee. About 2:33 left in the bout.
And a first jamming appearance on the Team Virginia side in our next jam. That's Maleficent, a.k.a. Sadie Masochist.
A.k.a. whatever she wants to be this week.
Out of Rocktown Rollers, formerly out of Charlottesville Derby Dames.
And she'll be taking on, looks like Quads of Chaos. I can tell by the very long braid coming out of her helmet.
And Sadie up to the front of the field, pushed up against that brace wall for Tennessee.
So Sadie working on the tripod from Tennessee up in the front, and we've got a bridge backwards for Team Virginia.
Oh, now we're at that Virginia defense that we were so scared of the past couple jams has now added stone wallop to it.
No big deal.
No, it's fine.
No problem.
No.
So an attempted star pass onto Tennessee's side, but it looks like Sadie Masochist in for points now, making her way through. She's got 1 to beat up in the front, and looks like she's going to call that off. 4 points go up on the board for Team Virginia, and it's a shutout for Team Tennessee.
And Cole was able to take that body hook and just push her.
So our score now, 142 for Team Virginia, 21 for Team Tennessee, and we've got a little over 1 minute left to play in the game.
This just might be the last jam of the bout. You never know. Might get one in there.
So, you know, I think something that didn't happen in this game, NJ, is that we did not have any Virginia jammers go to the box. As far as I remember, we had no power jams for Team Tennessee.
I don't call that.
Which I hope it didn't just, you know, set up a situation for Team Virginia.
Yeah, don't jinx them or anything.
Last jam here, Country Jam with the star for Team Virginia. It looks like Virginia thought they had a drawback there.
Yeah, it looked like Goldilocks was trying to slice through and was expecting
Country Jam working on a tripod in the front.
And we've got Goldie Knox wearing the star for Tennessee, and it looks like this might be the last jam. Country Jam with her 4th lead jam status. She's working with 28 points. About 20 seconds left in the game clock.
So Country Jam in on a scoring pass right now. Goldie Knox still locked up on that first pass. So a grand slam goes up for Team Virginia.
Moving now into back to the jam line area.
So the pivot for Tennessee now with the star.
We got a pivot pass here.
Country
Block
Jam.
Mage.
Country Jam barely makes it into the back of the pack and decides to call that off. No additional points on the game. And it looks like we've got an unofficial final score of Team Virginia 147, Tennessee 21. And like you said, NJ, we're going to be doing MVP interviews, quick interviews after the game.
Quick interviews just to let you get to know the players. It's not going to be the same MVP over and over again. We will have variety throughout the weekend. So we will be back here in just a minute as we tally who we think the MVPs should be. And we'll be back.
Virginia 147, Tennessee 21. Great job by both teams here in our opening game.
Nice job.
Was it?
Good work, guys. Yeah. I need to get Andrew.
And give it up for Team Tennessee. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, our next game coming up here shortly, Team Maryland up against Team Kentucky. We're going to get everybody warmed up now and get game number 2 underway shortly. So remember, if you're hungry, Wild Wagon Food Truck is outside with some great food options for you. Also, be sure to visit our vendors in the back corner. A lot of great merchandising gear in the back for our vendors, so stick around. Game number 2 coming up, Battle of the All-Stars from Mary Chaos. I am PR Armageddon. We'll be back shortly with game number 2.
And real quick, before you all run off, we do have MVPs of this game. We're getting the certificate, so you can just find us later. Team Tennessee MVP for this game, 0-0, Block Mage. And for Team Virginia, number 7, Smack Mama.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
All right, welcome back. We have MVP interview for you. Our winners, Team Virginia, in the first game of the weekend. So tell everyone your name and
Mamba, Smack Mamba, number 7, and I'm from the Rocktown Rollers out of Harrisonburg.
cool. All right, so it's a long weekend of Derby for Team Virginia. How's the team gonna make it all the way through?
Oh man, well we're hoping to medal this year. We got really close last year, and there's a lot of new competition. This is my first year, so I'm just trying to survive it. But I feel really confident in our blockers and our jammers. So
what's the biggest takeaway from playing Team Tennessee in the first game of the weekend this morning?
quick recoveries for sure. Definitely like drawing people back and stuff, but as long as you're quick back on the track, they're not going to like goat you too much. So no worries there.
All right, and I think you're a skate park skater, right?
Yes.
Want to talk about Chicks and Bowls in Virginia?
Yeah, so I've been doing that for 3 years now, and I was one of the first East Coasties. I think there was like only 3 of us, but it was when it first started. And I tend to travel around the entire state of Virginia and have really good friends that I've made out of it, all the way up to Boston and Philadelphia, and end up skating with those girls more than I do in my own state. So it's
All right.
amazing.
Well, congratulations on being MVP for Team Virginia, and congrats on the win. We're going to have an interview with our MVP from Team Tennessee coming up next, so stay tuned.
Maryland warming up behind us. I'm the New Jersey Knight, and we are here with your MVP, not even blocker or jammer, your MVP for Team Tennessee, Block Mage. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing derby. We're doing great. What I like to do is I used to do this for back on the internet a few years ago. I like to start with what is the origin of your derby name and number?
Well, they go together. My derby name is Block Mage, which I came from Final Fantasy Black Mage. So I just changed it around, and 00 for any RPG players out there for the Woot, W00T. So that's how I got my name.
Gotcha. Take you back to the bout. What were some of the things that you did a little more effectively? Like you just told me you didn't have a lot of practices for Team Tennessee. What did you do a little more effectively to get yourself MVP status?
Just didn't give up. Just kept going the whole time and tried to just do the best that I could. We played some strong players, so it was pretty tough.
Yeah, it's you kind of drew the luck of the draw where you had one of the strongest teams the first day, the first bout.
Yes.
It was kind of, we'd like to end on a fun one here. You said you're a big nerd. You like books. What is your some of your favorite things to read?
My favorite series is the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. So fantasy in general is my favorite, but that'll keep you entertained for a little bit.
And you also said you're a hairdresser. What can you do with this?
I mean, we can, shine it up, maybe shave it down a little bit, give you a little gloss.
I need some gloss. Your MVP for Team Tennessee, Block Mage. Thank you so much.
Thank you.